Hi guys, this is OhenebaJoan. So today I don't want to waste too much time with the intro, but I came to explain briefly the new Italian law. So to whom it may concern, I just want to talk about it briefly, who is eligible and how to proceed or how to go about it. So it's that simple. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So I will be translating it. I've already translated it, but then I want to break it down as much as possible. So yeah, just stick with me as I explain. So this is the new law that came out, the Decreto Legge that came out on the 19th of May 2020, and the procedures are now out. That was the 27th of May. So this, to start off, I would say that this opportunity is there from the 1st of June to the 15th of July. So I'm a little bit late, but you're still on time. There's still time for you to apply and to work on it. So let's just go straight to it. So who can apply for this law, for this document, for this temporary stay permit, which is the soggiorno, permesso di soggiorno? Okay, the first person that can apply is an employer. So your employer can apply for you, your capo can apply for you. Then the second one is a foreigner with a resident stay permit expired. So expired resident stay permit by the 31st of October 2019 can also apply for the 6 months residence permit. So these two people can apply, two categories. So obviously if you're working, your capo will apply for you. If you're not working and because of that you've lost your permesso di soggiorno or it's been blocked or something, then you can go and apply by yourself. Okay, so there are two different procedures. When your capo is applying for you, is different from when you are going by yourself because you have your own issues because it has expired. Okay. Which sectors are we talking about? Because they said worker, right? They said capo, they said your capo can apply for you, but it's not every capo that can apply for you. A capo can apply for you if his job is in these three sectors, okay? Or if, and when you're applying by yourself, you can apply if you've worked in these three sectors before. I hope that is clear. So the sectors concerned are agriculture, so anything related to agriculture, assistance to persons, so maybe caretaking, and then the third one is domestic work. So if you are working in any of these three sectors, your capo can apply for you. So what are the two procedures I was talking about? If your employer is going to do it for you, he will do it at the sportello unico per immigrazione, and that is online. So your capo will go and do it online. Your employer will do it online for you. So this concerns employers in the sectors indicated who present an application in favor of non-EU citizens. So he's applying for you. The circular, okay, this part is not needed. Now, what are his requirements? Your employer must be an Italian citizen, a citizen of the EU member states, European Union member states, or if he's a foreigner, he should have at least a carta soggiorno, which is a long-term EU residence permit. Now, if they are working in agriculture, they must have a minimum of their taxes. Their taxable income should not be less than 30,000 euros. Okay, so for the domestic and personal care sectors, the annual income must not be less than 20,000 euros in case it's a family with only one person, and 27,000 euros when it's a family consisting of other people. Okay, so this has to do with the employer, so I don't think it's much of an issue for you, the straniero. It's not really of concern to you. The important thing is that your employer is willing to apply for you. So what are your requirements as a worker or as a straniero worker? What is it that you have to have? So the foreign citizens must have identification photos taken before March 8th, 2020, or must have stayed in Italy before the date, as shown by the declaration of presence or by documents of certain dates coming from public or private bodies. Okay, so this means that you should be in Italy by the 8th of March. You should have been in Italy by the 8th of March 2020. That is your requirement. So even if your employer is applying for you, the important thing is that you have already been in Italy all this while. So if you came to Italy after April or after March 8th, then it means you are not eligible for this. But I don't think that is that there are so many cases like that, because there was the corona and people were not traveling anyway. So the important thing is that you should have been in the system already, and also you need some form of proof, either from your doctor, anything, abonamento, booster paga, anything that shows that you've been in the system all this while up until the 8th of March is good. You can add it to this application, or they'll be needing, your boss will be needing it to add it to the application. So it says here, medical records, certifications issued by public health companies, registered transport cards, which is abonamento, as I said. So how is this going to be done? How would the employer apply? He's going to do it online, and he can also do it between 1st June and 15th July. So I might link the way to apply, the link down there in my description box, but this is not much of a concern to you. Once your employer agrees to do it for you, that is the most important thing. He will know how to follow up. One important information is that your employer pays a flat rate of 500 euros for every individual he applies for, and will be submitting the application using the F24 model available at bank branches, post offices, or to be downloaded on the site of the Agencia del Entrate. So this, I think, is between you and the employer. They will know exactly how to go about it. But as I said, the most important thing is that your employer agrees. The rest will follow. Now, the second method is what I'm about to talk about, and it's for the irregular foreigners, which means irregular foreigners with a residence permit expired on the 31st of October 2019, by the 31st of October 2019, not renewed or converted into another residence permit, and who have worked in sectors indicated before that date, can request the issue of a temporary residence permit, permesso di soggiorno. So let me explain well. So if you are an irregular, you don't have a permesso di soggiorno, and you are here and you've worked in any of these sectors before, you can still apply for this soggiorno, which will be valid only on the national territory, and this will last for 6 months. Okay, so that's the most important thing. If you came here as a refugee or whatever it is, because I know they give some people documents and it's expired, or they got negative. If you've ever worked in these 3 sectors, agriculture or domestic work or caretaking or something like that, you should go and apply. It's important. You're eligible to apply for this document. Now, what should you have? What are the requirements? You should be in possession of a passport or any equivalent document, or an identification certificate issued by the diplomatic mission of your country of origin. So if you're from Ghana, you should have your national ID, Nigeria, a national ID, or you should have your passport. Okay. The second thing is that you should be present on the Italian territory. You should have been present on the Italian territory by the 8th of March 2020. Okay, then the third thing is that you should prove that you have carried out work in these 3 areas. So if you have a certificate, if you have a booster paga, anything that shows that you've worked in these 3 areas, agriculture, housework, or caretaking, you should have something. You should add it to your application as a proof. Okay, so now let's go to how you apply. So the applicant must make a payment of 130 euros, okay, to cover the cost of procedure using the F24 model available at bank branches, post offices, and to be downloaded from the Agencia del Entrate site. So you have to pay 130 euros using the F24. The F24 is something that you fill. I will attach an F24 in my description box if you don't know what it is. But once you go to any post office and you tell them what you want to do, you want to apply, and you want to pay the 130 euros, if you explain to them, they'll give you the F24. Or you can just simply go and ask for the F24, you pay, because most of the procedure you will do it in the post office anyway, so it's straightforward like that. So now you get the form, you fill and sign, and submit. Okay, so this, apart from the F24 that you fill and you pay the 130, the service charge will also be 30 euros. So in total you need 160 euros when you're applying for this document at the post office. So you go to the post office, you ask for Sportello Amico, because that's where they'll be doing this application, and they'll give you the F24. You pay your 130, then you pay the extra 30 euro for the service fee, and then they'll give you a receipt. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. You ask for Sportello Amico. After the receipt, you'll be called to the questura, and at the questura, I guess they'll ask questions. It says here the foreigner will be summoned to the police headquarters to examine his request and issue a temporary residence permit. Okay, the residence permits may be converted into a permit for work reasons if the foreigner within 6 months has obtained an employment contract in the production sectors concerned. So I think this is not to be taken for granted, especially if you've worked in these fields before. You should use this as an opportunity. There was one more question I asked. Someone asked me actually if this is for contracts that already exist, or someone can actually do a contract now. If someone gets, let's say, a contract in agriculture now, can they apply? Yes, you can apply. So that's why I say don't take this for granted. If there's a way that you can get your boss or someone you know who works in this field to do it for you, and you work there, that will be perfect. You just need to do it and apply. Okay, so another very important information is that because of the COVID-19, they try to restrict the amount of people that will go there, because they know that maybe a lot of people will be applying, so they don't want too many people to be there the first day. So from the 1st of June to the 10th of June, they're going to be restricting and access will be granted in alphabetical order according to your surname. So I'll be mentioning how this timetable is. So if you know that you are part of it and your time has not yet passed, because I'm making this video a little bit late, then you can still go. If not, you wait till after the 10th. So let me explain. So it says, in view of the current phase of medical emergency, there will be restricted access to the Sportello Amico at the post office from the 1st of June to the 10th of June. Access will be granted in alphabetical order according to surnames. After the 10th of June, the service will be provided without any alphabetical distribution. So then after the 10th of June, it's open to everyone. So now I want to show you exactly the access. It says Programma accessi agli uffici postali Sportello Amico. Allora, 1st June, A to B. So if your surname is Ghana, your surname is Ajeman or Boatin, you were supposed to go on the 1st of June. Then 2nd June was a holiday. 3rd June, C, okay. 4th June, D to E. 5th June, F to H. 6th June, I to L. 8th June, M to O. 9th June, P to S. And 10th June, T to Z. So that's how it's going to be. So if you know you're called Opong, Ghanaian Opong, you have to go on the 8th of June, or you can go on the 8th of June and they'll do it for you. Obviously on Saturdays, it depends on the post office. Some of them close at 12 or at 1 o'clock, so you have to consider all that as well. But generally this is how it's going to be. But after the 10th, it's open for everyone. So if you've ever worked in any of these sectors before, don't take this for granted. As I said, they've already started, so take it seriously. If you don't have a contract, try to see if you can get one. If you already have it, talk to your employer, and I'm sure everything will be sorted. So thank you so much for listening, and I wish you the best. Bye.